Those of you listening on Facebook, before we start, please let me know how the sound is. If you guys can hear us on Facebook, please let me know. 1 minute, everybody. I know you're on the edge of your seat. 1 minute to go.
This is Beach Talk Radio.
Good morning, Mr. and Mrs. America, and all ships at sea. This is your captain speaking, Mean Gene. Mean Gene. The following will be a test of the ship's whistle, the sonar alarm, the cable alarm, and the atomic attack alarm.
Ladies and gentlemen, broadcasting live from the Margaritaville Terrace on Fort Myers Beach, 100 feet from the Gulf of America. Here are your award-winning social media superstars, the hosts of Beach Talk Radio, Kim and Ed Ryan.
Yeah. Thank you all very much for coming to, well, you know, I have to fix that because it says that we are on the terrace. We're not on the terrace. During these hot months, we're at La Di Da, which is 100. Now, really, it's 100 feet from the Gulf of America. Now that we have all this brand new sand. And I don't know if you saw it this morning, but I did a nice beach renourishment finale walk around so everybody could see how nice the sand is. There's $50 million of sand out there now, ladies and gentlemen. So do not walk in it in your bare feet. That's very special sand. You need to walk in it, not stink it up with your smelly feet. No, it's a lovely beach out there. So we hope you all come down and enjoy the beach. We have a wonderful show for you today. So let's get right at it. I know that Marin is here from...
Just let people know on the Facebook, I am actually here. You can't really see
I know.
me.
Oh, it's
But
hard.
I'm actually here. I am here this week.
It's hard to kind of figure out the background. It's just so bright and sunny.
Yeah.
The good news
Perfect
is
day.
it's not raining like it was last week. And last week was, was it last week or 2 weeks ago? I lose track of time. I walked from here to Wahoo-Willie's to get something to eat. And by the time I finished eating, the storm was crazy. It came in so fast, and they didn't even have time to shut the garage doors down before there was a puddle of water here. But, you know, we need the rain every once in a while, and it's a beautiful day now. By the way, if you're here in the live audience, we are giving away your choice of this nice Tervis tumbler or pool passes. Usually the pool passes go. You don't need to purchase anything. All you need to do, there's a white piece of paper in that bucket. Just put your information on it. We will mark it to you because, you know, that's part of the deal. So put your name and your phone number and your email address on there. And at the end of the show, right at 12 o'clock, we will draw the winning name, and you get to choose from pool passes to that dinky little pool out there or a Tervis tumbler. So I don't know if you guys knew it, but it is Margaritaville Jimmy Buffett weekend. It all started last night, and Marin is here to kind of tell us about that and other things. What was last night about?
So yesterday was Jimmy Buffett Day, officially in Florida. August 29th is Jimmy Buffett Day. Here I am. And so basically it's a day in honor of Jimmy Buffett where we give back to the community. It was our day of service. So we had a carnival of fun, which was geared towards families of all ages and people with autism, and we were in partnership with My Autism Connection, which is a local organization. And we had a huge group come out. We also had Madison Marilla, who is from Love on a Spectrum here, and she got to speak and some of our guests got to ask her questions, and they were a little starstruck, and it was an
Yeah.
awesome
I
experience.
saw the video clip of that. I sent it to some friends of mine, and they were just all giddy about
Yeah,
it. So,
it was really exciting. She was selling her bracelets. She makes bracelets. She's got a company, and she's actually at Fins Up today. She's got a table set up, and her family are here, and they're going to be selling them there today. So if you haven't got a day pass and you want to meet Madison and get a bracelet, you can do that. So, but we're keeping the party going all weekend long. Today we're celebrating.
Maren, can I ask a silly question because
Sure.
I don't have a TV? What is Love on the Spectrum?
It's kind of like a dating show or finding true love show for people on the spectrum
Okay.
of autism. And she actually lives up in Bradenton area, I believe. And she was on season 4.
she was
maybe?
on, an early season.
Yeah. So, but she's pretty well known, and her boyfriend are still together and
And they're
happily-
adorable.
Yeah.
She had some really wise words to share with us about relationships that was pretty awesome.
Did you go up and listen to her wise words for relationships so
No.
they can keep this relationship together?
No, I have watched the show, and I love the one where they went to Africa. And yeah. And they got to see the lion and the lioness. That was a big thing. And it is a really good show.
She's really fun and
Spe-
just a
spe-
happy person to be around.
Speaking of Africa, has anybody been following Stephen Clark on Facebook and seen him like 5 feet away from gorillas? I don't know if I could do that. Like I went running this morning and saw a bird and got scared. So I don't know if I would be able to. Do you see how close they get to those gorillas?
I know. And yeah, those gorillas are getting, it's a planned thing. They're getting habituated to people there, and they
I
just
see.
go in for either 1 hour, or I think you can pay more and stay for 4 hours. But they're not in there, people aren't in there the whole time. It's monitored.
Yeah.
Some of the proceeds, they said, go to caring for the gorillas. And so
All right. Very
it looks
interesting.
pretty cool.
That's
Not my
Steve-
cup of tea.
That Stephen Clark guy is a world traveler. Him and his wife. They
Oh,
travel
yeah.
the world every summer.
Yeah. Just
But-
like Alex King. He goes
Alex King,
everywhere
yeah.
too.
So today, more action here at the resort.
Yeah, so it's the finale of Water Quality Awareness Month, and Calusa Waterkeepers are here celebrating their TAPS Flow for H2O event that's gone on all month. This is the culmination of it all. They'll be drawing a raffle that they've been selling, and they're still selling today up on the terrace for a 2-night stay here. And so they'll be up there with Corona. It's in partnership with Corona. So $1 of every Corona beer sold today will go to Calusa Waterkeepers. And they'll also be up there doing a parrot head contest where you can dress as a parrot head in your favorite garb and have a chance to win a really awesome package that Corona and Calusa put together, along with some pool passes and some other little things. But yeah, that should be a good one. That's at 4 p.m. So if you're around and if you have some coconut bras laying around with some straw skirts, you can come up and be a part of the competition. The proceeds go to Calusa Waterkeepers. So we're really excited about that. And
You can
then
wear a parrot on your shoulder.
I mean,
Yeah.
do it up.
Is that guy with the parrots that walks around town? Is he still around? That guy's got
pirate?
like 4 parrots. Bird duty.
Seen him in a while.
He's got bird duty all over him. Have you ever seen that guy? That jacket? How do you?
So he's
They're
a pirate.
gigantic birds. They're huge.
Yeah.
Is he going to be up there today or?
Not that I know of.
I
No.
see.
No, we won't have
I've seen him since the storm, but I haven't seen him in a while.
We've been in the parking lot of quite a few Jimmy Buffett concerts, and to see guys in coconut bras is something, and you just can't get it out of your head. It's one of those things where you wish you could, but you just can't get it out of your head. And then they get in the back of their pickup truck and they dive into a 2-foot baby pool,
Yeah,
and that's when
that's
you know that guy's never getting inside to see the show.
Never know what you'll see.
Right. All
Yeah,
right.
many people don't often make it
Yeah.
actually into the show.
Right. Do you have any other information on what's going on here that you want the people to know?
Yes, beyond Jimmy Buffett weekend, we are kicking off NFL this week.
Oh,
so
yeah,
we're super
very nice.
excited. Thursday is going to be our big kickoff party. We're going to be up on the terrace with the big screen, weather permitting. If it gets too windy, we can't put it out. But the plan is to have it out, have some prizes, giveaways, lots of food specials. We're going to be kicking off our NFL game day menu, which will be served every game every week. That's the plan. We've got the Sunday ticket here. We've got all the college games, all the NFL games. We'll have every TV lit up with football this season.
Yeah,
So
starting today, I believe that it looks like something's
heard
going
that.
on now.
I heard it was starting today. I didn't even realize it's college. I don't know who's
Yeah,
playing.
I think Ohio State plays at 12 o'clock, if that's right. It looked like on our page when I put that picture up, Ohio State was like got the most
I've seen it.
love
Yeah.
from people that follow our page. And what are they ranked? Does anybody know what they're where they're ranked this year when they start off the season? This crowd is not-
Fourth, third,
third, third or fourth. Who's ranked
Third.
number one this year? Is it Texas? Is that Arch Manning's team? Is he the starting quarterback? Oh boy, another Manning in the NFL.
John
All
Cost.
right. So, Marin, we good?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it.
Because
It's
you're
gonna
not
be a
paying
party.
attention now. You're talking to John. Whoever
Yeah,
I see you over there
I'm
talking to
talking to
John. John is going to be our guest at 11:30 to talk about the beach school. All right. Big hand for Marin.
Thank
Asher, everybody
you.
from the Margaritaville Resort. We are going to be talking about the school in the second half of the show. A big subject here on the beach school. And I know you wanted to say something.
Yeah, I
before
just
David
wanted
comes on.
to, I doubt she's watching, but wanted to send our thoughts to, many of you know Marie, who helps us sell, but she's also a good friend of ours. She's like family. She is up in Boston for the celebration of life for her mom, who she took great care of for, they were two peas in a pod. So our thoughts are with them today as they do that. And we look forward to her
Yes.
coming back.
Her mom
Soon.
actually lived down here, but they were
Yep.
from Boston, so that's why they're up there in Boston now. All right, so if you're just arriving, we are giving away at 12 o'clock. We're giving away your choice of this Tervis tumbler or pool passes. So all you need to do is come over to this. You see, if Marie was here, she'd be chasing you down. Fill out one of the sheets in the bucket and put your name in the bucket at 12 o'clock. We'll pull your name out. You're not obligated to buy anything while you're here. All you need to do is stick
I
around.
mean, it would be nice if you did,
Yeah.
but you're not obligated.
Have something to eat while you're here. All right, our next guest is from the Beaches Real Estate Group, David Piper. And big hand for David while he comes down. We're going to talk a little bit about property on Fort Myers Beach. And of course, David's been around for a while, but I really got to know him, I don't know, by email maybe a couple weeks ago when he shared a video. When these people get these drones going and they share the videos of the island with the drone, that's super cool. And we appreciate you sharing that with us.
Oh,
And
well, thank you for sharing it.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me on, by the way.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Well, welcome.
I know.
First timer.
Yeah, this
It
is
is,
gonna
yeah.
this is gonna be a pain, but nice and close with the microphone so everybody can
Oh,
hear you.
okay.
So let's learn about you first. How did you wind up here in Fort Myers Beach?
Well, basically, my journey to Florida started in like 2008. I was up in Bradenton and moved down to Naples for a few years and then landed on the beach in 2015 and been here since then, full-time resident, homeowner. So,
Really?
yeah,
Where do you live?
I'm down by the Catholic Church area.
Well, the former Catholic Church. Now it's just an empty
Yeah.
property.
Nope.
At least they are planning to rebuild, though, so that's
Yes.
a good
Yes.
sign.
So what?
Have you always been in real estate?
As my main career, yes.
Okay.
Since 2009, decided to come down when the crap was hitting the fan.
Oh, yes.
And get in real
we
estate,
remember.
why not?
Yeah. And the other question I have for you was, how was your house after Ian? What happened?
A lot of damage. Luckily, didn't have water going into the living space.
Okay.
Just barely high enough, about a foot higher than what it was. But my house was fully, I had garage walls that were all fully blown out and garage doors I had so much debris and everything else inside, and I had to rebuild the garage walls, and it's still a mess right now as far as the house goes. I'm still slowly working on it.
When you
No, let
Go
me
ahead.
just, God.
Sorry.
Were the doors on your garage, were they originally built to break away, or that
Well,
just sort
no.
of happened.
Actually, they were hurricane rated doors. So I had braces to put in the middle of the doors to help hold them in place for wind. They weren't
Oh.
designed for flood. There's no flood vents on the garage doors, but the framing around the garage doors gave out too. So
Right.
the walls were designed to break away. And unfortunately, the flood insurance wouldn't cover any of that damage because it was below the living space.
Shocker.
Yeah, so
How much insurance money did you get?
it was pittance.
Yeah.
It didn't even cover the cleanup costs that I incurred because having cottages around my house, and even landed like I had like a huge like 10-foot by 10-foot section of someone's flooring, including the floor joists and hardwood floors from the 1940s in between my pilings.
Wow.
So I had to have a bobcat and everything come in.
So
remove
what
everything.
street? What street are you on?
I'm over on Lauder.
Okay. And how many cottages were on that street, and were they all destroyed?
Well, it was mainly cottages that were on Estero Boulevard
Oh,
and right behind me.
all destroyed. The ones that
Yeah.
were cottages. Yeah.
Yeah, currently I do have Gulf of America views. So unfortunately, but yeah, that's yeah, very unfortunate. But yeah, that's been the challenge. For
So-
sure. It's
What is Beaches Real Estate? How did you get that started? And tell us
Well,
about that.
Beaches Real Estate Group is my branding. The broker I'm with is Real Broker LLC. It's a nationwide broker. And I basically started Beaches Real Estate Group as my personal branding that I have here for On the Beach. and-
Go ahead.
Yeah, basically, I basically branded that back in 2017 or so, and then until recently, I started to do the YouTube videos, doing the aerial drone. I've been a licensed drone pilot since 2019 or so.
Really? What does that
So
mean?
you need a license? We
You-
tried it without one, and I
Yeah,
can
you need
see
a
why
license.
you need one.
You need a license to fly it commercially,
Oh.
basically for business purposes. You can fly it by a hobby, but you're not allowed to fly over people, and there's a lot more.
Restrictions.
And you have to fly a lightweight drone as well.
Yeah, and your picture that you take is crystal clear. I mean, how far can that drone go from where you're standing?
Well, technically, it could probably go up to a mile, but you don't want to go that far because you have to keep line of sight the
Okay.
entire time of the drone. But yeah, it has great range with it.
So
It's,
are you
Wow.
walking with it? Are you biking with
No,
it? Are you
I'm
driving?
usually staying central to where I'm going to be filming, and I'm able to
Okay.
go like in a circle, basically.
All right. And how much did that drone cost that you have?
Well, the one I use is probably about $3,000.
$3,000.
Yeah,
Like,
that's with the extra batteries and everything. Yeah,
I just
and
think
you
that
do want to have a
but that's not the only
licensed
drone I have. I do
private.
have a cheaper one that I
Yeah.
practice more with. So,
I have a drone that I actually took out in the front yard and tried it once because I'm really afraid that I'm gonna fly that thing into something, like into the house or into the dog. I like you just don't feel like you have. I don't feel like I have control of it, even though it's in my phone and I have this mechanism. I just think the thing is just gonna fall to the ground and completely shatter. So it's like a little piece on the mantle now. It's just a nice, and people come over and say, "Oh, you have a drone?" I say, "Yeah, you should see some of the pictures from that thing." But I've turned it on once.
yeah, that was the problem with. I had a cheap drone that I started off with. It didn't have GPS cord like attachment to GPS satellites, and when you don't have that, it doesn't have the hover feature where it stays in place. So with that cheap drone, it gets interfered with Wi-Fi signals, and it just starts going off on its own.
So,
So
being
I
that,
don't recommend going the cheap drone, but
yeah,
I currently use a DJI if anyone's interested
of
in knowing
course,
what it is.
I love the DJI drones.
And unfortunately, they're going to be doing a ban at the end of this year on DJI.
Really?
Yeah, because of the whole China thing, and they think they're interfering with the
Oh.
government operations. But I
Kinda
don't
like-
know what's going to happen because it's the most common drone.
Yeah.
It's the easiest to use.
Well, Trump will
And-
just put an extension on that, like he did with TikTok. So I mean, I'm sure he won't.
Yeah, this is a
Problem.
separate thing. I think there's lobbyists for
Oh.
other companies that are trying to go after DJI to the market share of them. So.
So when they had all those drones that they couldn't, where was that? They had all those drones they couldn't figure out where they were. Was that? I can't remember. Was that?
I think it was like in New Jersey, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Or-
yeah, New
Yeah,
Jersey.
yeah.
So now that you're the drone expert on the show, what were those things? Were they really just?
Well, I believe they were military, yeah, and they just don't
Uh,
want to announce that. Yeah.
Why would you need military drones in New Jersey?
Oh well.
Uh,
I
it-
don't-
I would say most times they'd be capable of doing surveillance and
Ah.
scouting, mapping, and everything else. Yeah.
Yeah. And the government just didn't want to tell the people.
Geez, what's going on in
Exactly.
New Jersey?
Yeah, I see.
They're spying on all those Real
Yeah.
Housewives.
If
for
we knew
sure.
half the stuff that what was going on behind the scenes, then we'd be afraid.
You know some? You can tell
No,
us.
I don't know
nobody,
anything, no.
Nobody watches this show. You can tell everybody. Oh, so what's going on with the market here? How is
Yeah.
residential housing going? I mean, is it?
Well, I did bring some notes just to
Cool.
do a market recap basically for what has happened here in August. And there has been a good uptick in transactions actually. So really good sign for beach recovery here. And it's
You need
really
us to hold your mic there while you get that.
No, he's got it.
All right. He almost
He's
said yes,
got it.
dear.
Oh, sorry. How many listings do you currently have?
Well, on the island, I actually only have one. And
Okay.
It's a vacant lot listing. Yep.
How big is the
And-
lot?
That's about 5,500 square feet.
So that's good for one house.
It's the Stairway to Heaven lot. If you know that
yes.
lot.
Oh, yeah.
Very
Yep.
popular.
Yeah. So basically, for single family homes right now, there's currently 147 active listings. And the price ranges from 485 to 13 million in price.
13 million.
Yeah. And that was a recent addition to the 13 million one is like actually multiple properties on one lot.
Gotcha.
There's currently 11 pending and there's 9 sold in August, which has been right around the same amount of transactions for the past 4 months. It's been hovering around 7 to 9 months, or 7 to 9 transactions a month. Yeah.
Is that good?
Well, it's still slow,
Yeah.
but I think it's been hovering at that level. So that's a good sign. We do have a lower inventory. So we're at a 16-month inventory. And basically what that means is it'll take 16 months to sell through the current inventory level if no new listings were added to the
So
market.
it'll take 16 months for those 147 to be sold.
That's correct. And to give you perspective, Lee County as a whole, it's like 7.4 month inventory.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So if someone is going to list their house, they need to
You're
not be in a
realistic.
hurry. They need to have some
Correct.
patience.
Well,
Okay.
Either not to be in a hurry, patience, or if they're motivated, they need to price it appropriately.
Isn't
and
that
that's-
isn't that the issue? The prices are too high on the beach.
It is. Yeah. Well, that's what they say is affordability. And that's the main thing is interest rates still being high, even though they're right around 6.5% right now. But it's certainly, that's one of the catalysts that will help the market if they lower the interest rates, and which
Yeah.
they suppose they're going to do in September, maybe a quarter point, but it's not going to be enough to move it. I
Right.
know
Right.
Trump wants it to be a lot lower. So we'll see what happens in May when Powell's term is up.
Yeah. So
But it's not only that too. I mean, if they get a mortgage on the house, then they got to deal with all the flood insurance, and that's a big
kidding.
problem and expense. I mean,
Well, yeah, the insurance rates were another issue. Obviously, any of the houses that are on the ground is going
Oh.
to have high flood insurance. I've heard of policies being like 28 grand for flood.
Holy moly.
Yeah. And some of them do luck out and are able to get like 6 grand for a policy, but they're still capped out at 250,000 in coverage. as
Really,
far as
that
flood.
storm has pretty much priced out any young family that
Yeah.
wants to come to the beach and buy their first home or even
Yeah,
their second. It's almost like you need to have funny money to afford not just the house, but all the insurance and all the other
Stuff that-
fees
yeah.
that go with it.
Yeah, that's one of the good things. At least there is more insurance carriers coming to the state of Florida because of all the restructuring that DeSantis has done with the state and for insurance. So there is at least another 12 to 14 new carriers
Mhm.
offering insurance. So the rates are starting to come down, which is a good sign.
I remember that.
Do you know, let me just ask, do you have an idea of the folks that are buying, if they're buying their first?
Sorry, it's bugging me to see the hair come out of
Right,
that.
well, I don't, stop it. If they're buying for the first time homeowner, not first time, but their only home, or is it mostly second homes?
Mostly on the island is second home.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
I would
what
say it's probably
figure.
about 75% actually. Yeah.
And now I forgot my question.
And also
Well,
cash
if you
buyers.
leave my microphone alone,
There, when you have those little hairs coming off the microphone, it's distracting
Just
when I'm
look
trying
at
to
the
look
guest.
across. You see now he's got a couple of fuzz bombs on his
Oh,
microphone
my
too.
Lord.
I don't know why it
'Cause-
bugs me, but yeah, pick them
because
off.
we
right
have
there.
dogs.
I don't believe the
Your
the dogs
OCD
aren't
is
eating
really
the
coming
microphones.
through.
You know,
Yeah.
let me tell you a little story about the dog.
We'll get back to your point in just a minute.
There's something wrong with our dog. I mean, seriously, I think there is. we have this harness that we put on Petey, and it like she must strangle the dog when she puts it on
I
the
do
dog, because the
not.
dog
He
goes
loves
right
it on.
and lays down on the couch. The minute that you take that thing off the dog, he's like a rat running around the house, and he's biting Callie, and it's the weirdest thing. Is
As
that
soon as you put it on, and
I-
you know what he did this morning? I started this routine where I'm doing push-ups every morning.
oh sure, you got to
And
show off
so
that. How many did you
he-
get? How many did
he-
you get?
I was on number 20, and he came in and jumped on my back, and that took care of anything.
What do you mean? He jumped. He stopped. Is that what you're saying?
Huh?
What do you mean? It
No,
took care
I
of
was
him?
doing the push-ups,
Yeah.
and he was like licking my face, and then he went around and he jumped onto my back as I was trying,
so he
and I
didn't
was
know.
like, I'm out.
Yeah.
Because he's probably 20 pounds. I mean, I have enough issue lifting my own body weight, so
Oh,
you
please,
can't
stop.
lift
course.
him.
I did have a couple huskies, so you wouldn't want to see what
Oh,
this would look
no.
like
Yeah.
after being in my
Well,
house.
it's
So,
not
no.
like I leave the microphones out so the dogs can play with them, dear. It's just I don't know. I don't know what that whole thing is about there. So
You're buying all this other
I
stuff.
know I
Can't
bought.
you
Look at
buy
I
a
bought all
couple
these.
of
See,
new
you can't
things?
see it on the camera, but I bought. Look at all this nice stuff here. All brand new microphones. Top of the
Nice
line.
upgrade.
And it just I set it up before the show, and it's just with those stands, it just didn't work. So anyway, what the
No,
hell?
that's
what
for
were,
at home.
what
Go
were we
ahead,
talking
finish
about?
your statement.
I have no idea
your
what we were
thought.
talking about.
Well, basically, as far as the island goes, the transactions, yeah, I wanted to mention
Oh,
that
yeah.
a lot of them are cash buyers and
See?
not
So then they don't need
financing,
the insurance.
and then
yeah,
also
yeah.
the flood insurance is not a requirement as it is for ones with loans.
What kind of job do you have to be able to just buy a house on Fort Myers Beach with cash?
Well, typically it's people doing their own business, executives,
Yeah.
any professional really.
I don't know. I don't think I just laying out that kind of cash would just make me so depressed. Like, I don't know why. Just it feels like you're just giving away
Yeah,
your
but
cash.
you're getting.
I know, but I'm so in love with cash. I don't want to give it away to people.
That's
I
why
just,
none's coming in, because you have to release it and then it'll come back to you like a boomerang.
By the
Well, that
way,
is the thought behind some of these investors actually do come in for their second homes, that they want to be able to rent it out for a vacation rental to help offset the carrying costs
sure.
and
Sure.
property taxes, insurance, and all that. So,
What do you think of the?
Well, if I win a big poker tournament, that's what I'm going to do.
Can I ask a question, please?
Nah.
What do you think of how the recovery is going with the building on the island?
Well, I think there's been obviously great progress. We're now 3 years later, almost by the
3
month.
years next month. Yeah.
Insane, yeah, but absolutely, just seeing it on a daily basis, I would say there's absolutely room for improvement because of it. Because I mean, that's some of the kickback I get from some of the buyers wanting to buy on Fort Myers Beach is going around and seeing all the reminders of Ian. You can go to a vacant lot. You're going by a vacant lot to go see a house, and you're seeing that there's still like remnants of a pool that haven't been picked up. There's
Right.
big concrete structures and stuff, and
Right.
and it being overgrown as well.
There's some places where you could clean up your pool, you could put a fence around it, or you can cut your yard or stuff like that. But just to clarify something, you meant feedback. You said kickback, but you meant feedback. I don't want
feedback. Sorry, yeah, no
anybody-
kickbacks into my
Kickback.
business, but yeah.
I just
I
want
didn't
to.
even
the-
pick
they're
that
ner-
up.
I
I
did.
didn't even
Yeah, my
hear
nerves,
that.
my debut nerves are a little elevated right now.
That's
So
because I'm
He
listening.
takes no kickbacks,
Right.
only
no
feedback.
kickback. Yeah, feedback.
Right. So, any kickbacks on the permitting? You hear about?
Well,
the
I do
permit?
have the experience of going through permitting myself, doing like homeowner builder permits, and I would say right now it seems to be a little bit more easier to deal with than what it was after the influx of obviously being inundated with new construction and everyone trying to rehab their house,
Right.
but I think it'll hopefully run even smoother once they're in the new town hall.
You know,
And-
sometimes I wonder if anybody ever listens to the show or pays attention to the newsletter, because it's like every day you run into somebody who says, "Why are there no restaurants on the South End?" I mean, it's you can only give so many updates on what's going on down there. And right now, I sent an email to the guy that's supposed to open the pizza place. What is it, New York style pizza? He doesn't even know when he's opening. The first time I talked to the guy, he said like in a few months. The guy said in a few months, and now it's like I don't know what's going on. I'm not blaming anybody for anything, but I don't know if people on the South End think that there's not enough business right now for a restaurant to open, which I think they would be totally mistaken. All you need is one down there, and half the island would just stay down there and never come. And I'm not saying it's easy. I'm sure it's not easy to open a restaurant, but
Well, that has been the other challenge as far as people considering investing here on the island, is that they don't see that the restaurants and shopping is back
Right.
up. Especially when I heard last weekend on your show about the Sanibel, them being like 60% back, and
Yeah,
as far as
yeah.
restaurants and shopping, and
Yeah.
they're
Just-
well ahead of what we
Yeah.
are here on
Yeah.
Fort Myers Beach.
And just to touch on that, Sanibel, I don't know if it's this weekend. It might be this weekend where they're doing this big shopping sale and
Yeah, it
all
was
the
today. It
and
was
all
at
the-
7:07.
all the shops on Sanibel. And I actually said to, Dawn Miller and a couple of folks that are doing this What's Up FMB group, which I'm on the board of, I said, why don't we do that on Fort Myers Beach? And the answer is because there's really not enough
Yeah.
places to do
You
it
and
at
I
right
talked
now.
about
Yeah.
that.
So
I mean, I think Holly Smith was saying they had 45
that's crazy.
shops, vendors,
Yeah.
places. That's,
Yeah.
I mean,
that's a lot.
And just for whatever it's worth, when I was running back from my short run, which is every run I do, I did go by the 7-Eleven across from Junkanoo, and it does look like they're making progress there. They have a sign. They have the big overhang where the gas tanks would go. So I'm guessing the gas tanks are in the ground. So it looks like they're making progress. And then the 7-Eleven next to the Whale looks like they're digging dirt over there. And of course, the Whale's going to be open in the next few months, probably around November 1st. I'm not predicting what the exact day is, but that's around the time that they're going to be open. But still, I mean, after the Whale opens, what's next? I mean, what is the next place that opens up?
As far as a
7-Eleven.
restaurant, yeah, 7-Eleven. I
Damn
don't
good
know.
hot dogs, right?
Yeah.
It's not really a restaurant.
Right. Did you
But
ever?
they do have the 7-Eleven across from Santini too, so
Yeah.
it's just been
Yep.
great
Right.
to have it back in the place. And
Right.
yeah, I like to feature videos too, doing the store openings like a Ace Hardware in Santini and
Yeah.
that Sweet Licks in Santini, just to help spread the word for their. I know you mentioned you have a dinky little podcast, but I have a dinky little YouTube channel, and it actually is dinky. So, but I do try to help spread the word as much as possible for the progress here on the beach. And
What is the name of the channel so people know?
it's the Beaches Real Estate Group. So
Okay.
if you go to youtube.com and then search Beaches Real Estate Group, yeah.
And the other thing is Badass Coffee is open now. If
was
you
just
go
gonna
to
say.
the Hooked, what is the place? What is the place in Santini on the corner lot across from Anita?
Surf Style or
No, the place that sells the bikes and the vapes and the things like that. What is the name of that place?
Leaky Tiki?
I think that's it. Anyway, they're opening a little cafe in the back of their place. They're not open yet, but they might be open, but they said they were open. It's not a restaurant, but it is something else down there. So
You know,
anyway,
the more businesses that go there will certainly help.
Yeah.
Absolutely, especially on the south end, and help with tourism as well.
Right.
by the way, the South End looks beautiful. I mean, the green grass and the condo landscaping and Santini Plaza's landscaping, it's all fabulous down there. I know it seems like a lot more of the condos are open on the South End than they are on the North End. That seems like that way to me. But it's kind of quiet right now anyway, so we'll see this season.
Well, yeah. I mean, people are going to start coming back in another month,
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah,
Maybe
that's the
October.
unfortunate thing with condos right now, is that there's so many that are still closed up, waiting on contractors and insurance
Elevators.
Yeah. Can
and
I?
lawsuits.
Of course, we're going to hear about the traffic complaints as soon as everybody comes back, but it is what it is. I came over the bridge this morning, and I mean, I get tired of asking this question, but I'll ask Dan the question again tomorrow. It's not really his problem, but you come over that bridge early in the morning. It is so dark on that bridge. It is so dark on Estero Boulevard, on Old San Carlos, in Lynn Hall Park. I mean, it's dangerously dark. I was talking to a couple this morning, and they have a house over by Moss Marina, and they were like, I mean, they're not elderly, but they all are older, and they were saying how dark it was. I mean, they could easily get jumped when it's that dark. I mean, seriously.
How
And
about,
they
how about just go with maybe they jumped?
They could easily
that's
get
the first
jumped.
thing you go to. It's
Just
more
someone
of a
not being
safety
able to see them when
hazard
they're
of
driving.
someone losing their footing and not being able to see
True,
where they're
that too.
going. That's a bigger
that too.
concern. There's people not. Who's getting jumped down here? Maybe you. You're the only person.
Did you guys see the Batman thing in Cape Coral? I mean, that
You're
was
like
hilarious.
obsessed with that Batman. thing.
It was a great story, but I mean, what older person wears Batman pajamas. I mean, what gets you to the point that you love Batman so much that you're at? The guy was at least 40 years old, and it was a great picture, and he did a great thing. But I mean, I've never. What kind of pajamas you wear, David?
What kind of what?
Pajamas.
Pajamas. I don't.
Yeah,
think
you wouldn't
pe-
want to know.
Do you wear superhero pajamas?
No.
Here, if you
Listen, if you came out in Spider-Man pajamas,
Might have been like 40 years.
I would
or something
open the
like that.
front door and just be like, "There you go."
I think if
Nothing against Spider-Man.
I would be the Green Lantern if I wore super. Is it a superhero?
Or you need some beach talk pajamas.
Yeah, that's the last thing he
With the,
needs.
with the footsies on. All right, David. Anything else you want to share, man?
Well,
See, that
basically,
wasn't that hard, was it?
it's a little nerving. But one of the things I do want to mention about as far as the island goes is and the values is that the median range is like 920,000. It's actually low compared to the other islands, the beach islands. You know, Sanibel, you got Boca Grande and Naples and Marco. So this would be considered the best value basically in the area for what you're getting here on the beach, especially with it being renourished.
Oh yeah.
And without a doubt. So
Patty
that-
wants to know how condo sales are going before you go.
yeah, the
Any-
condos. Yeah, I do have that list here. So it's currently the condos is at 224 active listings. There's 13 pending. 10 have sold in August with a price range of 225 to 960,
Wow.
and that translates to a 22-month inventory.
22 months.
Yeah, almost a
Wow.
2-year inventory.
You're
But
gonna
that's
need
actually
a
gone
lot of
down
patience.
because it was around a 36-month inventory,
For a
like
condo.
back in season. Yeah.
Wow, that is a
Of
long.
course, back in season, there was like another 100 listings or so. That's the thing. There's been a lot of people who pulled their listings
Okay.
off the market
Gotcha.
during the summertime because typically in the summer it's slow months, as far as real estate goes.
Good question, Patty. Thank you. If I had my bell out, I'd ring 3 bells for
Well,
Patty.
and the other thing too,
David, how long you want to be on now? You were so
am,
nervous. Now I
am
can't.
I up now or what?
No. Go ahead.
But I wanted to mention like the vacant lots. Vacant lots, the listings are 143 active, 6 pending, which is actually pretty good because previously it's only been like 2 pending.
Wow.
So 1 did sell in August, and so it's basically averages out to 2 a month, basically, and that translates to a 6-year inventory on vacant lots.
6 years.
6 years.
Wow.
So I think there has been the hold on waiting for people who are considering rebuilding on the island, as far as buying a lot and then building new, seeing how everyone else is doing it and their process and the timelines and everything with building. And I think that's what's the important thing is to select an awesome builder
Yeah.
to go through the process because there's people that have been waiting to be completed and it's probably like 5 months behind schedule. But to give you an idea as far as new construction, I'm going to be doing a video coming up showing a new house that was just completed and sold. And technically the people came out ahead as far as equity. They did make some money because they sold it, but obviously the equity a bit higher because of the closing costs.
Who was the builder?
That one was Homebound,
Okay.
and they do a site-built house, but the other house was like a modular home. So the
Yep.
Homebound one did take 15 months to complete, and the modular ones take about 6 months. So just,
Homebound built a lot of houses on the beach in the last 3
I
years.
think they have so far. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's so funny. The couple that I ran into said that they were renting their house to the folks from Homebound, and they're getting ready to take off. So they must be that I don't know if they're bringing new people in or they're done building on the island, but that was a coincidence right there. So
Yeah, so there is good opportunity. I would suggest taking a look at the lots if you're considering building. There's the opportunity if you have the patience.
now Greg Skasny's watching, and he said, "Yes, pick a reputable builder, but not a man with a plan." Everybody knows what that is by
Yeah,
now.
and I might mention that in the video, but I won't mention names. But
Right.
Everybody
maybe,
knows by
I
now.
do have a list of ones to avoid if you don't
Look, just a
are
little-
already aware.
Just a little bit of advice. If you're going to call yourself a man with a plan, it's good to have a plan. So,
And follow through with that
yeah,
plan.
yeah. All right, David, can I let you go now?
Yeah.
All right. So when
Yep.
is your next YouTube video going to be ready? Will you share it with me so we can push it out
Yeah,
there?
I'll share
All
it,
right,
yeah.
cool. All right,
It'll
big
be this
hand,
week.
big hand for David,
Thank you so
everybody.
much.
Thank
David Piper. By the way, before I read my ads and we get to our next group of guests, I
Gonna
want to
read
let
them?
you know if you just got here to fill out the piece of paper in the bucket. This way you are eligible. I don't know why this won't shut your mics off there. It's on a little delay, I think. You don't have to purchase anything. Just we're going to give away 2 pool passes after the show ends, or you can win that cup there. You can't have both. You can pick one. So just fill it out, and we'll pick it at the end of the show. All right. Sponsoring today's show are our good friends at Eagle Eye Aluminum. Tom Coleman and his 16th wife, Denise, are on a boat right now in Alaska. If you go on Tom's Facebook page, you can see all his pictures from Alaska. And they're having a good old time on vacation. When Tom is back home, he specializes in seamless gutters as well as aluminum and vinyl soffits and fascia repairs or full replacement. He does rescreen work, everybody. Remember, if your pool cage is all ripped to shreds because of a storm or the rain or the wind, because the man with the plan installed it the first time, you want to call Tom Coleman so he can fix it, repair it, and it'll last forever. And you can give Tom a call right now. His phone is maybe on voicemail, unless it's going right to his Alaska cell. 239-340-1639, 239-340-1639, or you can send him an email, and the email address is eagleeyealuminum@gmail.com. Also, sponsor of today's show, Alex King. If you didn't see last Saturday's walk around, you should check that out, because Alex King and Mark from Idle Construction, another reputable builder, took us on a little walk over by where those beach cottages used to be next to the Best Western. And Alex knows everything about all the properties on the beach. They're creating dreams and elevating lifestyles. You know Alex King. He's also given away tons and tons of money from his foundation to all the different events that are going on the beach and all the 501c3s. They meet with the builders, the design companies, and contractors every week, so you don't have to. It was like him and Mark from Idle Construction were buddies. He knows everybody. Come live your dream here on Fort Myers Beach and fill that gap that Mark was just telling us about. Give Alex King a call at 239-219-0336. That's 219-0336. And we have one more sponsor that we're going to save for the end of the show so we can get to our next guest. Boy, this has been a crazy week about the beach school, everybody. And it was all ignited by the mayor, who put up a crazy Facebook post, and everybody went nuts. So now from the Beach School Ad Hoc Committee, Monica Schmucker and John Koss are here. Come on down, and can we get a big hand for Monica and John? Did I do something wrong? Okay, I didn't bring any merchandise either, unless it's in the bin. I didn't bring it because sorry. We'll have it tomorrow. If you're around, tomorrow we'll be at Wahoo Willie's. See how we do this on the fly like that? Are you guys in the camera? Yeah, you guys are good. All right. Yeah, we don't need Kim. All right. So I don't know who wants to start, but John, I'd like to start with you just to see how your house is doing, because your house was destroyed in the storm, or kind of destroyed in the storm, and you had to rebuild. So what's going on with your house?
We're good. We got our CO a couple months back, 4 or 5 months back. So we're finally in. We're gonna need to move it just a little bit toward you, so that brand new camera there. I got one of those. No, toward you. You didn't even turn it. You just moved it back. This is why it's a dinky podcast. So there you go.
Is that better?
Yeah, except for we're all in the dark here. So what doesn't matter what we look like. It only matters what we talk about.
Can you let him finish?
Yeah.
Okay,
Go ahead, John.
I was finished. We're good.
Who built your house, by the way?
We did homeowner.
Homeowner. You built it yourself.
Yep.
And
I just want to take 1 minute from your guys' time to
Oh, here we
just
go.
point out the fact that he had a complete, nobody was there, he had a complete fit, like a grown man child fit, that I did not bring the merchandise last week, and nobody was interested in buying anything. And then this week, he doesn't bring it.
See how she
And we have people here. And did you see me throw a fit? Did you see me throw stuff, stomp my feet, come up and slap him in the face? Nope, you didn't.
Well, I didn't slap
So-
her in the face because I don't hit women. But that I'll let the story go. It was a little different, but
You'll let it go
yeah.
because it was true.
well, last week I said to you, I don't have room for all the bins in my baby truck. By the way, there's a truck story that I need to tell you all later in the show, because we have guests here. And so I say, you and Marie, when you come down, you need to take the bins. I took all the merchandise that we sold from the bags in the garage and put them in the bins. All you needed to do was put the bins in Marie's vehicle. So we get there and there were no bins. That's what happened.
Well, that's because you
Because you
said
don't
to
listen
me
to
as you
me.
left in the morning, I've got the stuff. So you
That's not
meant
what I
just the
said.
one of everything. So
All right. So
anyways,
do you guys,
Mom and dad are fighting.
I know
guys-
that's why we're separated here.
does this ever happen in your marriage, or is it perfectly fine with your
Or you guys
marriages?
have perfect
Sometimes, but
communication
then
with
I
your
put on
spouses.
I put on my Superman sleeping gear at night, and then it all goes away.
Batman, not
I
Superman.
feel like
I-
that you would want Superman. Yes.
I
And you
do-
could be Wonder Woman.
Well, we're not married with each
No,
other.
I know. I know that. Yes.
I do have Grinch pajamas that I wear.
Really?
You do have what pajamas?
Grinch?
Oh, Grinch. Yep.
So that when somebody's robbing your car, I mean, if it were me, I would get out of the pajamas first. I'm sorry, I'm not running out in the pajamas though. But I guess maybe if you're in that situation, it's a great story though. It made national news. That's how
It was
interesting
a
it was.
slow news week.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean it's a funny kind of thing. So
Well, that's
let's-
not what we're here to talk about.
No, let's start off with, out of the blue, I got a text from Dan, the mayor, and he said, I think I have some big news. It might be big news. And so he teases like that. So I'm thinking, okay, it has something to do with FEMA. I wonder what it is. So about 10 minutes later, he posted that post to his personal Facebook page, and it just set off a firestorm of stuff all week long. Like, if you originally read Dan's post, it made it sound like he now has figured out that, correct me if I'm wrong, please, and he will tomorrow, that somehow the beach was owed money that the school district kind of didn't bring to the beach. And he was thanking everybody, almost like, thank you. Now where's our money to rebuild the beach school? When you guys saw Dan's post, now Monica's going to try and keep her temper down today. You could tell by the way she's sitting. When you first saw the post from Dan, what did you think, John? We'll start
Well,
with you.
Well, I had a discussion with Dan before the post came out, so I knew it was coming out. But I don't think he was that far off with this post. The bottom line is that we were receiving $12 million down on the island. I mean, the district can swirl it around and do anything they want with it, but the bottom line is $12 million was allocated to go towards our campus. They could say that we used it this way or we're doing that, which we have to check the legality of for them to do other things with it that they're claiming they did. But I think it's pretty clear they've received $12 million. And all of our briefings with them, it's just the big pity party that they put up that they've spent all this money on us, although they take a ton of money from us. We've spent all this money for us. Well, no, I think the bottom line is they got $12 million for us.
How did you read it?
The post?
Yeah.
So, looking at the post, it looks like the application for that money was very, very specific. When it was awarded, that project was outlined. It talked about the 6 buildings on our school. And when they requested that money, they said, this is what it's for. And they talked about those 6 buildings that needed to be rebuilt and brought up to the flood code and all of that. When it was awarded, now, granted, they were awarded, there's a bigger picture here, but that money, that 11 point whatever, close to $12 million, was awarded specifically for that project. And their response was, the district's response was, well, that money is going towards money that we borrowed. So the way that I read it is, you borrowed money against this grant that was supposed to be allocated to our school, but you didn't use the borrowed money for our school. So it doesn't matter where the money is supposed to go now. The point is that $12 million was supposed to be allocated to rebuilding those 6 buildings. And under Section 428 of the Stafford Act, which is how they got it awarded to them, it says, like, you have to submit the plans for the project and you have to submit, and that's what they did. And when they submitted it, it was specifically for our school, and they didn't use it for our school.
Now, was the explanation that they had used money earlier, like they had front loaded money to the beach school, and then so this was what they were going to keep to cover that? Is
It's
that
a little bit of word salad. If it's hard to really ascertain what they're saying, because I personally think they're just backtracking now. But it looks like they're saying we've spent this money demoing the site and fixing the historical building, which is a whole nother question in itself, because the historical building is a different entity that's governed differently because it's on the National Historic Register. I don't even know if they could use that money to renovate a historical building. And quite frankly, I don't know if they know. I think this is just their response to it all. And I think they were hit from a little from left field. And we're trying to gain or understand what they're actually saying. If you read their post, they don't make sense. The last post they put out, the last paragraph they put, we are committed to working with the town, with the ILA, which we all know is BS. They've shown in their actions and in their words that they're not following the ILA. So, they're being very duplicitous with everything. And I think they're just trying to figure out what their story is going to be.
Well, here's the way you guys try and correct me if I'm wrong. The way I've requested the application, public document request for the application last week so that we can all kind of see how they applied for through the Stafford Act. And in reading some of the posts that from people that fill out these grant applications, somebody did say, and I think Monica, even you went back and forth with her, was that you can apply for this Stafford Act,
Yeah,
Sherman Act, Stafford
428.
Act 428. You can apply for them and be specific, but you don't have to really use that money for the specific projects. You can use it for like projects. And it sounds like what happened was they got the money and they used it for a like project somewhere else. And now they're saying, we never promised the money to the beach. And you can kind of read that in the last press release they sent out yesterday, that the money was used somewhere else. And this other money, I guess, is going back to pay back the loan. But when you get that money in that 428, you don't have to use it specifically for something that you applied for. It has to be used for some like project.
And that's
So-
why we're trying to get the paperwork. But even in that scenario, if you go to their briefings, they're saying how much money they've spent on our campus. They actually haven't spent a nickel because they got $12 million for our campus. If they chose to try to use that somewhere else, well, that's on them. But they haven't spent any money from us. No money came
Well,
out
they
of
did
their.
spend something to refurbish it to get back in
He's saying that's a different fund.
okay.
So
Even if it, I'm sorry, Monica, even if it wasn't a different fund, they got $12 million earmarked for us. They haven't spent $12 million there. They haven't dug into their pockets one penny for the island, is what I'm saying.
So
Their pockets.
my reading of it is the way that it was applied for. It was applied for this specific project,
Mhm.
which are the 6 buildings on Beach School, and it's all outlined in the post what it was for and all that. If if they finish that project and that came in under cost, then the money that's left over, they have the ability to use it, and then the statute outlines how they can use it, and they do have the discretion within that scope. That doesn't mean that they can't finish that they can use the money and not do the project. It's any money that's left over if the estimate that they submitted to FEMA was low. Now they do have an avenue to change their plans, but that's what we have requested because my understanding is that it would also have to be approved. So if they submitted an application that says we're going to use this money to fix these 6 buildings, and then they've changed their mind, they have to then submit paperwork that says we're not using the money for this, we're using it for this, and then FEMA would have to then say, okay, no problem, and give them that approval.
But you don't
That
even
was
know.
the request we made.
Okay.
Was the town, I know the town has made that request, and several people have made that request. They've asked for the application, they've asked for what the award letter says, and they've asked for any documents of them requesting and having approved the change. And frankly, I think that had they had a change approved, they would have said that already.
Okay. So you think 2 things maybe. Maybe they did apply for a change and just never told you, or they never applied for the change and they just used the money somewhere else. Is that the 2 options that we're looking at according to the way you guys
Yes,
see it with
that's
that money?
essentially that's it. They definitely didn't use it for that.
Right. So you guys think for sure that for sure that that money should have been used for the beach. There's no doubt about it that the $12 million they got in that Sherman Act should have been used for the beach and wasn't. Are you 100% sure that?
Well, I don't like the word should. I mean, through the grant process, they get the money.
Yeah.
I think ethically, if you're applying for this money through a grant to fix our school and you have no intention of fixing that school, ethically, that's not a good move. I can't speak for what they did, but I don't believe they ever had an intention of rebuilding 6 schools there or putting a new campus there.
Oh, sure.
So just the fact that they applied for it in that way, draws issues to me. But it's a convoluted gray area that we're trying to navigate through. And what we've learned, and I'm hoping the town is now leading the negotiations. Our committee's kind of been pushed to the side. And I hope the best, that the town achieves the best. But our experience in dealing with this district is they're extremely duplicitous, that they hide things from you, and they essentially lie to you. So if they come out with a story now, I don't believe it. Why would I believe it after everything that they've done to us? They ask us to lower our per student costs. Well, we drop our operational costs by 40%. We raise our enrollment by 40%, and they look us in the face and tell us your per cost is going up per student. Then when it takes meeting after meeting to finally get it tracked down, then they say, oh, we changed the formula. Okay, well, if you change the formula, then it should be changed for the other schools, so their costs should be going up. Oh, we'll get to that. 8 months go by. We never get to it. They just put out publicly that we go up and up. All the things they've done, if you look at them individually, you could say, maybe somebody made a mistake here, or maybe it was a new staff. If you look at the enormity of everything that they've done, they've just been trying to shut our school down.
Right.
It's a pattern.
It's a whole different story that it's clear they're just trying to wear you down so that you all go away and that nobody goes to those meetings and rallies for the school. I mean, that's clear. Everybody can see that. But back to the application, the beach has a representative on the school board. His name is Bill Ribble. When you guys call Bill Ribble and ask him, hey, can you tell us about the application and whether the beach school was put on the application to get the money, what does he say to you?
Well, this just happened last week. I will tell you that generally when we reach out to anybody up there like I said, I'm assuming the town has a different relationship than we had, but they were hardly ever forthcoming with us on anything. So I wouldn't expect that we would get a direct answer on that. But it's something we'll be reaching out to do. But as Monica said, we're back in the town who's done public information's request for all the information relevant to the situation.
Yeah, and I think also there's been requests at the state level as well to get it from the source, because I'm not sure how complete the information will be that we get locally. But I haven't asked Bill Ribble anything, and honestly, I don't know that the school board really is necessarily up to date on the whole FEMA thing yet. I think this is something that's being run from the district staff. But they sure are hearing about it now, so we'll see what they say.
Since we mentioned Ribble, I want to throw it out there because I'm being tough on the district. The board members have generally been pretty good to deal with. They've been supportive. I wonder how much that the staff actually clearly communicates with the board numbers. They tell them the cost per student's going up, but they don't tell them we changed the formula.
I don't think they know the big picture.
So, I don't want to jump on the board members because they've been good to us and I respect them. The staff, I have big issues with the way they've treated with us, the way they've communicated to us.
Well, and I mean, I remember when we had Armour on and he said, that he was on board, I believe, to rebuild a new school.
Right. I'm pretty sure if we went up to the entire board and we said, hey, this money was granted to us to rebuild the school, and that's what it has to be used for, they'd be like, great. But I don't think that's the information they're being fed.
Yeah.
Have you been to a school board meeting and to address the board?
On this issue,
On
this is a
yeah.
new issue.
Do you plan to?
I think we should.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
first we need to gather the information because we need to know exactly what was on that application, what was the award letter, and whether they submitted for any changes on those plans.
Yeah.
And if not, that's, I think, a big issue.
Yeah, and yesterday's press release that the school district put out, I mean, it was 5 paragraphs long, and it was basically to rebut everything Dan put in his Facebook post, everything.
But like I said, the
They-
last paragraph says our goal is to work within the ILA, which they've told us they're not, and
Yeah.
publicly by their actions they've showed they're not. So they're talking out of both sides of their mouths with that statement. No, and so if they're lying about that, what else could they be lying about? I don't know. I don't want to accuse them of lying yet. This is just based on how they've treated us the last
They
time frame
didn't-
we've went through this.
Yeah, and they didn't actually rebut anything he said. They basically said, yeah, we took the money and spent it elsewhere, but we can do that. And that's what that was the answer. That was the gist of their answer.
Do you know, does anybody know if Dan, the mayor, has re-spoken to Congressman Donalds or Senator Scott since all this hullabaloo started after the post and say, listen, you guys, you helped us with the money, and the school district seems to not want to give us the money. Have you heard anything more about that?
My understanding is that, yes, there are discussions, and I don't know the details of those at this point, but yes, they have been talking at the state level as well.
I believe the original information came from Byron Donald's
Oh, yeah.
office to us to give us a heads up. So, yes, I believe the mayor is in communication with them, and we'll see where it goes.
So the interlocal agreement, you keep saying ILA, just, I don't know if everybody knows what that is. The interlocal agreement is the agreement that the school district has with the town. They signed an agreement that said that they were going to rebuild the school. That was after Ian, and then Milton came through and pretty much put the kibosh on everything, and nothing's been done over there.
Correct.
And so I guess I've tried to ask Dan this question. Is the town prepared to fight a lawsuit against the school district to fight this interlocal agreement that they signed?
The town stated that they are prepared to take all actions necessary to ensure adherence to the ILA. Now, you interpret that however, but that was what they said. So
So does that mean the town, in your opinion, Monica, who's an attorney, by the way, do you think that means that the town attorney will fight for the town on behalf of the school?
she has told us that, I mean, she is
Yeah.
fighting for the school.
Okay. Well, no, I know she is, but when it becomes like a much larger,
Well, that they,
Project.
I
are
think
you
that-
asking if they would
I-
outsource that?
I mean, I would think that it would be a full.
I don't know, but I think that
I don't want to
Could-
speak for the
could
town. on
they,
that.
yeah, I don't want to speak for the town. The path to get our school back in what somebody would consume a timely fashion, I wouldn't, for all the time that we missed, is to negotiate with the district and come up with an agreement to get the school back. If it ends up going past that, I don't want to speak for the town, but that's a bad scenario for us on the
No,
island
but
having a
They
school.
said that they were prepared to take whatever avenue necessary, but obviously they want to work with the district to
Yeah.
make sure that the district adheres to the agreement. And right, I mean, I think
Yeah.
that's a win for
That's
everybody.
what the town manager's been tasked with.
Yes, but they are prepared to do whatever they need to do.
But I mean, if we're being honest, that school district is never going to rebuild that school.
I
mean,
don't
They
they
never
ju-
intend to.
I don't know.
I agree
They
with
just
that.
they just won't come out and tell you,
They-
which is the worst thing possible. They're just stringing you guys along until you go away.
Well, Ed,
don't you get? Don't you?
we had
see
grown
that?
our
Don't
we-
you agree?
we had grown our enrollment by 40%. So we went
Uh-huh.
from high 40s to the 70s with the programs we had in place. We thought we were a couple years away from getting to 100. From them doing what they've done in the past year and a half, they've put parents like me and Monica in hard spots to where our enrollment's down in the 30s now, to where I think that they've learned this lesson to where we can just do nothing and just kick this down the road as much as we can and dwindle them down so much that they'll go away.
Yeah.
But I'm here to tell you, we're not going away.
Yeah, I'll say this. Both of us have pulled our children out. I have my kid in Sanibel and
I have my kid in a charter school.
but if they rebuild the school, my kids would have come back. So the numbers are down because of what they're
Yeah.
doing, but that doesn't mean we're not around.
Gotcha. Well, how many kids
Well,
are there?
and that sort of goes to the question. Now, this is just not coming from me. This is coming from some of the people on our page who have said, about the rebuilding a school for so many few kids. What can you say to that?
Well, that's
to
what I'm
those
saying.
folks?
We were cruising. We were in the 70s, and with our projected numbers, we were going to be at 100. And Armour's thrown that number around as he thought we should have 100. And then look at our island; it hasn't even been rebuilt. So
Right.
we could have kept building on that. The problem
Right.
is that with them cutting the legs out from underneath of us, seriously, if you're a family and you've got a couple kids, and maybe you have the financial means to build on this island, are you going to build on an island that doesn't have a school for your kids? So it's all like intertwined, and the school district is just not doing their part, and they're making it way worse on us by
yeah.
not doing their part.
It's the district's fault that the school numbers have gone down. But if you build it, they will come, right?
Yeah.
Like,
So it sounds like Dan has been talking more and more about a charter school. But why don't you guys just move to a charter school and get it going, get it moving, instead of just this? This just seems like it keeps dragging on. Then this other stuff happens.
Well, it's a larger issue than that. It's how do you build the school? Where do you get the funding to build the school? Where do you build the school? Can we build it on that land? Can we get that land? Talks like that have been kicked off by us. We haven't said we'll do it, but just to open it up, we have looked at all options, and it doesn't matter what we look at, we get the same type of communication back from them.
they owe to us a public school for that they pay the operational cost for a minimum of 3 years because that was the agreement. The discussion of a charter school was to be at the end of that period of time. So whether there's a charter school idea or not is a completely different question. That's a discussion to have after they've given us what they promised us. That's it.
Well,
And
even
yeah.
if there
and then-
was, even if there was a charter school, we would need a runway into it. We would need a couple years of building into it. There's no, we can't even establish a runway right now because of what they're doing. So they're really cutting the legs out from everything, trying to take every option away from us, and publicly saying, well, we're going to build something in the future there. We're talking to a developer. Like, the school district's going to negotiate with a developer what they're going to build on the island. It's
I heard what developer it is.
yeah, I know what developer it is too. And I've also had communication with that developer, and it's not as the school district portrays that
All
the
right.
conversation's been, but
It's not the man with the plan by everybody, just so you all know that. Because so
Is
the-
it someone that's already developing on the island?
yes.
Okay.
And so the other thing I wanted to bring up was you mentioned that they owe you a school, and according to the ILA, they do. But I watched the last board meeting, and Sam Fisher said, "No way, not doing it."
It's bizarre to me that none of the school board members or district or anything even mentioned the fact that they have a contractual obligation. It blows my mind that they just, I don't know, they
It's
completely
totally irrelevant to
dismiss
them.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, which to me is odd. You know, if they don't want to build us a school, then they owe us the damages for whatever it is they owe us, the
And then-
value of that contract.
and then in the public statement,
And then
they
let
put
us
out,
do it.
the last paragraph in their public statement is, we are committed to adhering to the agreement that they're not adhering
That
to.
they're
and
not adhering
committed
to.
adhering to.
Well,
So-
you guys have been saying that for months and months, that they really aren't communicating the way you'd like them to be communicating. I don't even know if you're still meeting. Are you still meeting with them?
No, they haven't met with us. They haven't sent us an email. They haven't done anything since then.
I mean, the writing's on the
I
wall.
don't
I mean, they're
know.
not. They're totally just trying to blow off the beach. I mean,
I don't
it's not
think-
funny, but
I don't
I
think
think
that
it's
the
true.
town is going to sit and be like, oh,
Yeah.
okay. I don't think so. So I think that they're trying to work something out to ensure that everyone's happy. But I mean, I don't think they're going to take it sitting down.
Well, our committee went to the town. Once it got to the point we weren't getting anywhere, we met with the town, we talked to the town. At that point, the town felt it wise for them to get involved with the negotiations, which it probably is, because they'll get a different level of interaction than we'll get, and we'll see where it goes.
yeah. And I know Dan was trying to be nice, and he was meeting with all the board members, and he was trying to, keep everything friendly. And I think he had enough. It seemed like he had enough this week.
Yeah,
We all
I
have.
really,
We all have.
Yeah, I agree. I really think that the district underestimates Fort Myers Beach.
So what do you want the people that can do something? What do you think they should all do? I mean, is there anything anybody can do but just sit and wait until, I don't even know what you're waiting for. I mean, what is there? It's not even like you're on an agenda or anything, all right?
Well,
There's
the
no
last thing
next
that
step.
they've told us is that they have to reach out to the state to have some type of study done,
Oh,
which is
brother.
all, it's so.
It's the consultants and the lawyers that are
It's-
making all the money around
It's
here.
in the hand of the town now.
Sorry.
Will
If
the
they,
ta-
no,
I
it's
hope you make a
fine.
lot of money.
If they had spent the money that they spent on the consultant to tell us absolutely nothing on running our school, we would have been open last year.
And what's going on at the school now? They just go in there every now and then to mop up the mildew. Is that what it is?
They go up there, they remediated the mold. We see workers in there now and again, but like I brought up earlier, that building is historic. So by federal statute, they need to pay attention to it and do certain things. So I would assume that they're just trying to check the list to keep themselves out of trouble with
You know,
historic.
I don't know that this is legal, but the crazy thing is you could have had 15 local contractors in that building the next week.
We've offered.
The school would have been open by
We've
now.
offered.
Yeah, and they
We've
wouldn't have to
offered.
pay a penny for
We've
it.
offered.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
What-
saying. We've offered.
What do they say to that?
What
That the go like
Oh.
can't-
thing? They said it wasn't about the money, actually.
Okay.
Literally what they told us
Funny
after
enough,
Ian was
that
it's
is-
not
not the
about
money.
the money.
They said we have the money. It's not about the
We
money.
have
That
the
was,
money,
I mean,
it's
that's
not
a
about the
quote.
money.
what is it about then?
That
Now
was-
it's all about the money,
question,
but
I have
they've
no
got
idea.
$12 million.
That's
Yeah.
that's what was told to us. And
Yeah.
I will say that that's just how they operate. I think their plan is just a bigger plan to eliminate island schools. What they used to do to us, which contributed to our enrollment going down, was they would turn people away who would try to sign up. Like, we can have kids off island join our school, and they would turn people away. And we complained about that for years. Sanibel has the same problem. And when I called the district to enroll my children in Sanibel, they told me no, I couldn't because I didn't live on the island. And that was a lie.
Wow.
So I sincerely believe that Sanibel's next.
Wow.
That's what I think.
I don't know. Sanibel seems like they're under
Yeah,
the
but
cocoon
they're-
of protection. some reason.
I agree, but they've contended with the same stuff.
Yeah.
And I can't tell you the number of people who have told me before that they tried to enroll kids in beach school and they were turned away. And I was like, no, you can come. And we have to help them internally to enroll in beach school. And who knows how many people didn't tell us that that was the case.
Right.
And they're doing it to Sanibel.
Well, your kids are going to be graduating from high school by the time this thing gets resolved. it
We won't
seems.
give up.
So, any other words of wisdom for the community before we bring this up with Dan tomorrow?
No, our enrollment's low, but I think if you talk to most people that have lived on this island for a period of time, that our school is near and dear to our hearts, and we really feel like that school is a big part of our community and can be a big part of our rebuild here. So just continue to support us and don't be wore out by the district because that's their plan.
Yeah, and the other interesting thing about it is that land, I don't know if anybody, I should have probably dug into it. Like, can that land only be used as a school? And I mean, that there's something going on
Well,
with
it's
that
zoned
land.
into institutional right now. So the way it's zoned right now, but
Right.
of course, somebody could try to rezone it. I don't know how much success they'd have in doing that, but
Right.
you could always go for a rezoning and try to do things different or whatnot. But
They would have to go through the
over
town.
my dead body.
I know they'd have to go
Right.
through the town.
That wouldn't work.
And I would say this to your listeners: there are families here on the island. There are families we want to attract. I know not everybody's here permanently, but there are a lot of families here and families who live off island who support our island. So we do need to have the kids here, and we do need a school for those kids.
Well, and there's employees who
Yeah.
that's what
wanna
I'm
stay
saying.
open,
Families
yeah.
who live off island,
Yep.
who make this island run, and without them, we wouldn't have all these things, right?
well, or people that would drive their kid down to get the
Absolutely.
benefit of
That's
a
right.
small school.
Yeah, we've got great programs that we had implemented to attract more kids.
Right.
There's a reason why our school finishes. Last year we were dislocated. We still were the #1 elementary school in Lee County. We were top 5 in the state.
And you weren't even open. How did that happen?
It's
No, or not only kids there, but grandkids. Somebody could drive
I
their
know.
grandkid, their
I
grandson
know.
over the bridge to the best
I
school
know.
in Lee County. So, all right. Well, I guess everybody tune in tomorrow for more on this from Dan. And thank you guys for coming on. Monica and John, everybody from the ad hoc committee and from the Fort Myers Beach community. All right, you guys stick around. And if you could throw that right there, we're going to give away the prize pack. Oh, no, the lights are working. Isn't that nice? All right, before we pull out the winner to probably the pool passes, It's as if she just walks away and doesn't think I need any help with anything. Like, who's going to bring the bucket over so that I can draw the winner out? But she just has to hobnob with everybody, Perry. Power Block Builders. Speaking of respectable builders on Fort Myers Beach, Power Block is back with us. They were with us for a while and took a little break. Thank you very much. And they are back. Power Block Builders, over 35 years of structural experience. They have these Meet the Builder meetings where they don't say, I'm a man with the plan. They just show you the plan and they say, this is going to be a great house for you here on Fort Myers Beach. They have a remodel department for all hurricane-related issues like roofing, drywall, stucco, flooring, and more. And you can call Power Block Builders right now, 239-849-1919. If you're watching on Facebook, you have zero chance of winning this prize right here because everybody in the audience has a chance to win. And I think I'll just pull it out myself. Perry Hansen, you cannot win for 30 days. That's part of the radio rules. But what did you win, Perry? You won last week. You won some big prize, didn't you? Oh, you won the prize at the Whale. That was a weekend here or weekend at Diamond Head? Diamond Head, very nice. All right, Monica Schmucker is the winner. 2 pool passes. That's a good sign. That's a good sign. All right, everybody. Thank you all for coming. We'll see you tomorrow at Wahoo Willie's for our Sunday show with the mayor. Thank you very much and have a great holiday weekend. Bye-bye.